The ocean stretched endlessly under a gray sky, calm but hiding mysteries that had existed long before humans ever tried to understand them. Alex stood on the deck of the research vessel Horizon and stared toward the horizon as the wind brushed against his face. He wasn't alone. Maya, Liam, and Ethan were with him, all part of the same deep-sea exploration team. They had trained for months for this mission, and today was the day they would dive deeper than any previous civilian expedition had attempted. Their submarine, named Voyager, was small but strong enough to withstand incredible underwater pressure. Each one of them carried a mixture of excitement and fear, but none dared to step back. The purpose of their mission was simple on paper but terrifying in reality. A strange unknown signal had been detected somewhere deep below the ocean's surface, at a depth where sunlight never reached, and where creatures evolved to survive in complete darkness. It wasn't a natural frequency, and it seemed to repeat itself every few hours as if someone or something was sending it intentionally. When everything was ready, the submarine hatch closed, cutting them away from fresh air and sunlight. The engines hummed to life and Voyager slowly sank beneath the surface. Bubbles swirled around the window as daylight dimmed into murky blue, then darkened completely. Inside the submarine, screens displayed readings of depth, pressure, and temperature. No one spoke much during the first hour. The silence felt safer than conversation. Ethan tapped rhythmically on the control console, trying to distract himself from the growing tension. Maya stared out of the circular glass window even though she couldn't see anything except darkness. Liam checked their oxygen and battery levels again and again, despite knowing everything was fine. Alex, the leader, studied the sonar readings. After several hours of quiet descent, the submarine lights finally illuminated the ocean floor. The sand was smooth except for deep claw-like marks that traced long lines across the seabed. There were also enormous empty shells scattered around like abandoned homes. Some were broken as if something powerful had crushed them. Maya whispered that she didn't like this. Liam agreed softly. Ethan tried to laugh, but the sound came out strained and uneasy. Alex told them to stay focused. They turned the submarine toward the direction where the mysterious signal originated. As they moved forward, the sonar beeped. The signal was repeating again, a strange deep pulse that felt less like sound and more like a heartbeat echoing through the water. The closer they moved, the stronger the pulse became. At one point, they felt it vibrate through the metal body of the submarine, rattling their bones. Suddenly, the lights revealed something, a massive underwater cave entrance. Its shape looked unnatural, almost sculpted. No one spoke for several seconds. Ethan finally asked if they were really going inside. Alex hesitated before answering. If they turned back now, the mission would be considered incomplete. Months of planning would be wasted, so they moved forward. Inside the cave, the water felt thicker, as though something ancient and alive was watching them. The submarine moved slowly, its lights cutting through darkness that seemed endless. Strange symbols were carved into the rock walls. They weren't random scratches, they resembled a forgotten language. Then the submarine shook violently. At first they thought they hit a rock, but the next jolt was harder. Something was hitting them from outside. Liam searched the cameras, his hands trembling. The camera feed flickered, but finally revealed something moving in the darkness. It was enormous. A long, shapeless form shifted just outside the light. It had pale skin that glowed slightly and many eyes, too many to count. They blinked, reflecting the submarine lights like mirrors. Long, thin tendrils spread outward, almost gently like seaweed drifting in currents, but there was no softness in the way they moved. There was hunger in them. Ethan froze. Maya gasped, pressing her hands against her mouth. Liam backed away from the screens as though the creature could reach through the glass. Alex ordered them to power the engines and pull back, but something slammed into the submarine again. The creature didn't want them to leave. The submarine tilted. Sparks flew from the console. Ethan regained control, but the creature followed, circling them with effortless speed. The sonar screamed warnings. Something in the deep growled, a sound so low and ancient it made their hearts race. They escaped the cave after several terrifying minutes, but the creature came with them. It moved like a shadow, fast and silent. The ocean no longer felt empty. It felt like a prison. Ethan pushed the engine to full power, but the submarine couldn't move fast enough. The creature struck again. One of the external lights shattered. Alarms returned, dials flickered, filled the submarine. Oxygen levels dropped slightly after a pipe cracked under the impact. Alex tried to send a distress message to the surface, but interference disrupted the signal. The creature was still behind them, watching, waiting. Its many eyes glowed faintly through the water. For a moment, everything was quiet. Too quiet. Then something strange happened. The creature emitted the same signal they had been following. The exact same pulse. The discovery hit them all at once. The creature was the source of the signal. It had been calling something or warning something. Before any of them could react, the ground below shifted. The sand burst upward. Another creature emerged, even more massive, with a rough armored body covered in sharp plates. The first creature shrank back as though obeying it. Maya whispered that maybe the signal wasn't a lure. Maybe it was a plea for help or protection. The larger creature turned toward the submarine. Its eyes weren't hostile, they felt ancient, intelligent. It moved slowly, as if examining them. Then, with a powerful flick of its tail, it struck the first creature, forcing it back into the cave. The ocean shook from the impact. The two creatures vanished into darkness, leaving the submarine damaged but alive. The silence after the chaos felt unreal. No one moved for a long time. Then Alex gave a quiet order to return to the surface. The submarine rose slowly, damaged but functional. As they ascended, the feeling of being watched lingered, but no creature followed them. By the time they reached sunlight, all four breathed deeply, as though it was the first real air they ever took. Back on the ship, they didn't speak for hours. Each one replayed the events in their mind. They weren't sure whether the ocean had tried to kill them or protect them. They didn't know what those creatures were, or how long they had existed below. But one thing became clear. The ocean was far older and far stranger than humans understood. And whatever lived in the deepest parts had a world of its own, guarded fiercely. The team sat together that evening, watching the waves. None of them said they would never return. Instead, Alex quietly mentioned that some mysteries shouldn't be disturbed unless humanity is ready to understand them. The others agreed. The ocean remained calm, but somewhere deep below the surface, the same signal pulsed again. Not a warning this time, a promise.